Hello again, Doc on the clock with more Rockman 3 Eon of Dreams Part 3 by the Sloth. We are in Wily 3. And I need that energy, but to get that energy, I need Hard Knuckle, and I don't have any Hard Knuckle. So let's see if I can get some. At the very least, we don't have enemy spam of the wazoo here. Get you out of the way right quick so that I don't have to deal with you anymore. I'm basically going to have to try and fill up as much as I can, but it's going to be tough. Oh, they even took out the E-tank. Of course they did. Because I spent a bunch of them in the last stage, so of course I have to not be able to get any back for that. Stage feels like unmodified so far. Not that that's a problem, mind you, because up to this point, all the modifications have been kind of terrible. But these guys will still kill me right away, so need to rush my way through. Stage might be unmodified because of these. These might be a little bit difficult to play around with. Well, the good news is I can get an E-tank here. Alright. Might also partly be this guy. Yeah, it's also partly that guy. He glitches out, so I need to defeat him lickety-split. Alright, well, that didn't take that long, so just gonna make sure I've saved up. Computer, please don't do things like that. Okay, got a bunch of weapon energy. It doesn't have to modify this for it to be terrible. I could have done better, but I don't feel like it at this point. You know, Sloth just gave up on the modifications at this juncture. I would not be disappointed at all. Oh, come on, I needed that health. Granted, there's not that much to modify here. Okay, let's boss rush it up. Bosses changed at all? I forget, it's been a while. Yes, they were. So, I'm gonna check and see what I can check and see. Okay, well, I found the weakness order, but I'm going to, call a sacrifice. Because I want to start off with a full bar of health. Come on, Needleman, I'm barely even trying here. Alright, much better. Now we have the weakness order. Needleman does not like magnets, although they're kind of, iffy sometimes. Like, I had them sometimes not do the full amount of damage. I don't know what situation causes that. I'm gonna go skip to Gemini Man first, because Gemini Man is weird. Okay, but as usual, his clone has a different weakness than he does. I don't know that part's weakness, but he responds well enough to Shadow Blade. So, that works. Speaking of Shadow Blade, it's good against Top Man. I'm not good against Top Man, but that could have been worse. Now comes a somewhat trickier one. Magnet Man does not like the hard knuckle. He also does oodles of contact damage, so that is kind of a problem. That's just why I say it before fighting him. Okay, I think setting up before his... Setting it up so he jumps into it is kind of the trick, I think. It's not the easiest thing in the world. Okay. Gemini Laser works against Hardman. As usual, the object is just to spam until you defeat him. Snake Man is weak to top spin. He's very weak to it, so despite the fact that it does ridiculous amounts of contact damage, I can take just one hit from him. That's fine. Sparkman doesn't like the needle. And because of how he doesn't like the needle, he's not very threatening overall, which is pleasing to me. Shadow Man has a phobia of snakes. However, he does not have a phobia of close proximity to people. Which doesn't work in my favor, because Mega Man doesn't like close contact. Restore these ones, and hope against hope that I made the right choice. Let's move on. Let's just finish off this game. Take weapon energy of any size. Health, however, is kind of useless. Part of me wants to figure out the weakness of this guy, but part of me thinks that I should just fire away with the Buster because he's got no iframes and it's not that difficult. This is where I want the weakness. That is not it. That is not it either, although it would theoretically work alright. Not Spark. Not hard. Wow! One laser beam to the face does Wily in. That's oddly generous for this game. I guess Sloth just really did give up at this point. He was probably getting tired of playing his own game. Alright, well, that gives me the final stage here. Not really too worried about filling up top spin, because either it's going to work or it's not. And either way, lots of extra lives. I'm fairly sure I won't be using them. Alright, first phase. Obviously I'm going to try this first. Figured. But it was worth a shot. Well, so far, this ain't going so well. That better not be the only weapon that works. Okay, it's magnets. That's clearly the weapon that was intended. And now to figure out what's intended for this. I didn't think so, but it was worth trying. Oh, Shadow Blade. I don't even want to risk those shots one-shotting me, so... just take care of it. As I said, I'll tell you, the last few stages that were essentially unedited were a lot less stressful than everything else that I had to deal with in this game. This was such a bad game. Wow. Really, it's always a bad idea to make enemies do loads of damage. It's rarely a good idea to do enemy spam unless you really know how to do it. I mean, I've seen it done where it can be kind of fun, but this was not. This was exactly the opposite. This was enemies doing way too much damage and clustered all over without any rhyme or reason in hard to hit places. You know, if you're going to do enemy spam, you have to give the means to destroy loads of enemies at once. Like you have a powerful thunder beam that pierces, or you have a screen nuke that can just wipe out a whole bunch of enemies all at the same time. Or a shield that can tear through a lot of weak enemies. All those are cases where enemy spam can be done in a nice way, but there are no weapons like that in Mega Man 3. So enemy spam already is hard to do well. And then when you just like throw 30 enemies into the same screen at once, you realize that we can't actually see those, right? The flicker in this game is really bad when there's a lot of stuff on screen. It's as bad or worse than Mega Man 2, honestly. So, ugh. And then just the abusive stage design doesn't help either. The stage design was such that it made the enemies all the harder to dodge. Now let's not forget about the ones that can just outright kill you with just a touch. I'm not even going into the disaster that was the double dock robots. That doesn't need any elaboration. This was just a really bad hack overall. I'm sorry, but it was. It wasn't fun to play. And that's the fundamental rule. It has to be fun to play. And yet, I'm the idiot because I'm gonna just move on to the next one, Eon of Dreams Part 4. So, yeah. That's all for me for now. Until then, this is Doc. I'll see you later.